Greetings, my fellow hunters, and today we're here again for another review. An Isekai. And this time it's called The Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? And I can't believe the title is accurate. So, as I always say, let the hunt begin. I know I normally explain the plot, but do I have to? Do I have to explain the plot of an isekai anime? It's bog standard. He gets transported to a fantasy world. He's overpowered. Blah de blah blah. I think I've been through this ringer more than enough times, but I am obligated to do it. So as I said, this is an isekai anime, and I've done plenty of those on this channel. It's basically about a Japanese workman coming to the fantasy world. Catch is, instead of dying in his world, he just falls asleep and then wakes up as a child. How does that work? For Subaru, it was simple. He was walking along. Satella took him from his world to their world. For, I don't know, Kazuma, he died. The most comedic way, but he died nonetheless to get transported from our world to his bat world. So, this one is just simply him falling asleep and then transported to the fantasy world. No explanation, no rhyme, no reason. It's just, boom, he's there. Nothing of note happens in the plot. He's just a powerful magic user, because every single isekai is a magic user. I guess it's the only way to gain overpoweredness, but it's getting a bit cliche. And it doesn't help. There's nothing interesting about this plot. Again, it's a bog standard fantasy world, so full of dragons, elves, magical creatures, the whatnot. So there's nothing interesting about it. It doesn't even attempt to shake up the formula. It just bog standard. It's bog standard nonsense. I wouldn't be complaining much, but unfortunately, I have nothing positive to say about this one. I couldn't finish it. I know I should finish a series before I review it, but the story was so boring and bland, I couldn't actually finish it. That's rare for me. I actually try to finish things, but this, I couldn't stand it after episode 2. Well, I did watch a bit more, but I only finished at episode 6. That was the last episode I could watch before my brain. I think I fell asleep one time. I can't remember. It's so forgettable. But nonetheless, the plot, like I said, is generic, boring, and uninteresting. In fact, one time he killed a skeleton dragon. That's right, a skeleton dragon. An undead dragon he KO'd in one hit. If that isn't overpoweredness, I don't know what is. At least, I'll save that for the characters. Speaking of which, the characters. Bland and boring. Warren Barmeister. I don't know why they always choose German names, but I don't know. He's basically the main protagonist of the series, and he is particularly boring. He tries not to act like a timid and honorable boy, but is as overpowered as ever. He's not as interesting as Ice, who has to play a role of being an evil overlord. He's just a kid who has to pretend to be a baron, which shouldn't be too difficult, considering he's got money, influence in the royal court, everything anyone could wonder. And yet he's so timid. He has other party members, but I can only remember from their weapons or what they do. So we have the spear girl, who is good with a spear, a martial artist girl, who is good with hand-to-hand combat, and a swordsman, who is good with a sword, and a priestess. That's it. I can only remember their roles and not their names, and that is a very bad thing. Oh my god. Add to the fact that he's actually supposed to be marrying the priestess, who is the daughter of the high priest, mind you, so he also has a lovely wife to go on with that, so he's got everything. And the two girls, the martial artist and the spearwoman, actually wish to be his concubines. So he's basically having a little semi-harem. And I wasn't even rooting for the guy. I don't know what is it with these overpowered characters. I don't know why they're so popular, because and then under rare circumstances like Eyes, which have great characters and are great to watch and just funny, Warren Barmeister is boring as sin. That is never a good thing. I'm sorry if I'm hopping along with the characters, but frankly, I can't. So, animation. Stiff and unoriginal. I wouldn't say unoriginal, it's just horrible. It's just so stiff, like they misframe somehow. Like, the hits don't have any impact, the swords don't have any slashiness. If that's a word. And it's just boring, uninteresting, and not very visual stimulation. So, yes, the animation is just bad. Heck, as much as I rant about Sword Art Online, I actually like the animation because it looks colorful and bright, and at least it's decent most of the time. This is the exact opposite, where the animation isn't even good. Nothing I like about this series. Let me think. Oh yes, music. Minus the opening, which is got a catchy tune, but the minute it ends, you forget about it. Because I can't remember the tune that well, and I only remembered while rewatching a bit of the series, so it's not that good. Everything else, I can't even remember what tracks they have in the series, and that's bad. I'm gonna calm down. Calm down. Yes, the music is not very good, and I would say it's just bland and forgettable. That's the best way I could say it. So, after all my rants, do I think you should watch it? No, I think my whole 6-minute rant should have been, obvious. Don't watch it. It's horrible. There are better series. Go watch Overlord. Go watch ReZero. Heck, I haven't watched Konosuba. I only know about it because I watch little clips on YouTube. But go watch that because it looks more infinitely fun. Why? This is just a quick end thoughts of this, but what is it with Isekai overpoweredness? Because this is getting a little old. You see this quite a lot now these days. Isekais are dime a dozen, no surprise. I don't know, leave your thoughts down below, and maybe you can explain to me why Isekais are so popular. Anyway, thank you for watching. Links to my Discord and Twitter down below. I appreciate a like and a subscribe as it helps grow my channel. And please share this video to anybody. It does help me a lot. I'm gonna go away and hunt for a little bit. So, toodles my hunters. Farewell.